What's up, guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3 Kita Edition! We're back here in the Carthus Catacombs, also known as Been a While Edition, Been a Minute Edition. Yeah, so for those of you who are watching real time, my apologies, as it has been a few weeks, I believe, maybe even a month. Ugh. So, I'm sorry that it's been so long. Oh, I need to change my settings, and I'll explain why it's been a while. I mean, I feel bad, because I've been doing this a lot in episodes, just like part of it's just me talking about why it's been a while since I've recorded. That's no fun. That's no fun to talk about, but I guess it's something, right? Alright, so let's just go to, let's go to that, and let's see. Yes. That's one thing, and that's the other thing. Cool. Alright. Ready to fight some ninja skeletons. Yeah, so basically, a couple things happened since last time. One thing was I was working on my story TLDW video, which for those of you who don't know that phrase, it means too long didn't watch. And in the middle of working on it, I managed to spill Diet Coke. Oh, by the way, there's an entire corner of dead bodies over here. It would be shocking, except for A, we're in a catacombs, which is where dead bodies go, and B, we've seen this a lot before in the Souls games. This isn't exactly new fare. I'm just paying attention to this, whatever the hell that is that's spazzing out on the rock over there. What is this thing? I guess it's his, oh, I see. I thought maybe it was a necklace, and I guess it's just that upper part of his robe. Yeah, and I don't know, there's no particular reason. There's different areas in this game where there's a lot of lore implications when we see the bodies. This particular one's like, oh, it's a catacombs. What else do you want? But anyways, a lot of times I do my work on a laptop when well, I should say I always do because I have a laptop. That's how I edit. But a lot of times I'll go to a cafe to edit, or to write, or whatever. And it's not to be a typical standard Starbucks person. I actually don't even go to Starbucks. I don't like coffee. But, nothing against coffee bros. I just don't like it. Sorry. Anyways, basically, it's for me just to be in a different space. It's just kind of easier for me to work if I'm somewhere that's not home a lot of times. So it helps me a lot in my writing or editing, just because it almost makes it more fun. Because it's, I don't know, it's like a journey, and I get to do something I like, which is usually eating food I like the taste of. Like pancakes. So good. Also, I had no idea that you could open this until you guys informed me. Also, I finally did a bunch of invasions here that helped too. So yeah, I do that a lot. I've been doing this for the past few years. Ever since my channel started, I've been going to cafes to work. And this particular weekend, I happened to knock over my glass of Sody Pop, as H3H3 would say, my glass of soda, and pour it all over my laptop on the top of it. But before we go on, we're going to talk to Henri of Astora. Hey, Henri.
Oh, Horace, where have you run off to? Have you abandoned me? No. What a horrible thought.
Oh, funny story about Horace. We actually saw him down in Smoldering Lake. I don't know why you didn't, because you're literally basically looking down on him from here. But yeah, we saw him.
Goodness me. To think there'd be a lake so deep within these catacombs. What a relief. I knew that Horace was alive and wouldn't stray far. Thank you. We are both in your debt.
Yeah, I know.
This hardly expresses my gratitude, but it'll have to do for now. Please take it, and may the flames guide your way.
A Ring of the Evil Eye. What are you doing with that, other than I think it's a monster from Astora, if I'm not mistaken?
I will soon head to the lake. Thank you. We are both in your debt. May the flames guide your way. I will soon thank you.
Alright, let's take a look at that ring that she gave us. Ring of the Evil Eye. The ring captured the foul spirit of an evil eye, a creature that ravaged Astora. So there we go. It is from Astora. This horrid spirit nearly destroyed Astora, but was eventually defeated by the sword of one most noble. So, this is from Dark Souls 1, if I remember correctly. This ring of the evil eye that looks like a cat's butt. Actually, I guess it doesn't. People draw cat's butts like that sometimes, right? Weird aside, I'm actually going to use a homeward bone to go back to the bonfire. I think that this condition here is met now with Henri, and we're fine for continuing her quest. But just as a safety precaution, just so I can show you guys something else, I'm going to go ahead and use the homeward bone, and I will go ahead and quick cut it back to here. So I'll see you guys shortly. Wow, check this out. We can use this crazy shortcut I just opened. Isn't that awesome? I'd say it's fantastic. So, side note, actually, is that this is a really good area to invade if you're trying to get vertebrae shackles, in my opinion, for a couple of reasons. One is that the enemy that you can grind and try to get vertebrae shackles is one of the Karthus skeletons who, at least the one who wields the one-handed, this one that I'm using right now, the Karthus curved sword. Not the Karthus great curved sword, but the Karthus curved sword drops the vertebrae shackles. It is super, super rare of a drop, but he does. So my recommendation would be to, while you're grinding him, set an invasion stone down as a mound maker, and that way you can kind of like double up. So while you're waiting for invasions, you can be trying to grind and get vertebrae shackles and just double up in the same area. Plus, it's a lot of fun to try and utilize this bridge right here and get people to drop off to their death. Common thing that I like to do. Actually, I'll show you in a second. Oh, wait. Why haven't you left, Henry? What the hell?
I will soon head. Thank you, Mega Flames.
Did I have to go back to Firelink Shrine? Ugh. I'm gonna try. I'm curious. Huh. She still hasn't left. So I guess her condition is you have to face the boss of the area for her to go to the lake. So, what do you know? I actually didn't realize that. Alright, so what I like to do is, if an invasion, just because I find it funny. So, I'm going to show you with these skeletons. So, say I, like, piss off an invader and they're chasing me, right? I know it's not necessarily quote-unquote honorable, but if you go halfway across the bridge and slash it halfway through, you can actually get it to drop like this and barely make it across. And if someone is chasing you, they're not going to make it, but you're going to make it. It is so great. It is so much fun to do when you actually pull it off, because you're not going to pull it off that often, but when you do, let me tell you, that is satisfying. I've never made a PvP video, like compilation troll video or anything like that. It was the only time I've considered making one was for this specific thing, because I don't think anyone's posted a video of that, but I don't know if I ever will. So I'm just going to let you guys know that that's something that I thought was funny. So, real quick, back to my laptop cafe story. I was drinking a Diet Coke, as I do, because I have a horrible addiction to it, and I spilled it all over my laptop. And if you don't know about laptops, the keys at the top, if you spill it on top, it just sinks in, and that's where all the circuitry is. And there's openings, right, where the keys are that you press. So it just all got into my computer, completely fried it, essentially. I mean, I turned it off right away to try to salvage it. Didn't. It got my hard drive a little wet, and I just had to do what I could to salvage my hard drive and get a new laptop. So that was one thing that happened. Also, I want to point out that there's unfinished textures up here. I don't know how many people noticed that. It's something that I noticed just because I get a lot of footage for lore videos where I do like panning shots and such. So, something to point out. And in here, in this room, we find this mug right here that we can interact with, this goblet. Harry Potter and this goblet of fire right here. Let's go ahead and take a look-see at it, shall we? Alright, so worth noting that it looks almost abyssy, the stuff that spews out and pulls you into this. And again, very abyss-like here, it's totally dark. We're in this completely dark cavern and cave, almost similar to Manus, right? Where we dropped down to fight Manus, in a sense. I mean, it's not, because the Manus area is kind of a burial ground that you find. So it's definitely not, so don't get me wrong, it's not. I'm just saying there's similarities in how it's a dark cavern, alright? Alright, that's it. Don't misquote me here. And there's an item over there, so let's go ahead and grab it. It is on a body, so there's two things to know with this, but one we find on a body, oh. I didn't know you could activate him that way. That's actually pretty great. I never knew that. Anyways, it's a Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome. We're going to go ahead and look at that a little bit deeper later. So there's two ways to kill High Lord Volnir. Apparently that's the pronunciation, is Volnir here. But there's two ways to kill him. So one is what I'm doing here, which is the easy method, which is by going for his bracelets. Go for his bracelets, you can pretty easily take him out. Not much to it. Oh. The harder bracelet to take out of his is this one right here on this side. Shoot, should probably get the hell away from him, because I don't know what he's doing. Oh, is that it? It's just a drop attack. It's been a while since I fought him, so I don't remember his exact moves. But, yeah, so he has these bracelets you can take out, because those are bracelets. Oh, I guess he was summoning people. Oh! I don't remember his moveset. It's just been that long. Oh, Bone Wheels from Dark Souls 3, you are nowhere near as terrifying as Bone Wheels from Dark Souls 1, let me tell you. It's cool to note that with the armbands, every time you smash them, he actually flies back towards the abyss, and that's all that's keeping him from being in the abyss, are these armbands. But you can kill him without destroying the armbands. You can do that, it's just incredibly difficult. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description to a video that describes what happens if you do. A lot of great information on him in that video. On a High Lord Volnir. All right, and there it is, right back here, right back where we started, with the soul of High Lord Volnir. Yeah, there's a lot more I wanted to talk about with this boss fight, and I just didn't get to because I killed him so quickly. I find him to be an incredibly easy boss, clearly. I think he's one of the easiest in the game once you figure out his trick, which is a pretty easy trick. But I do like him just for the sense of it's a different fight, and I like the fact that, I don't know, he's kind of creepy looking, which I always like. I appreciate that. So, we get a couple things from him that I wanted to talk about. One is that we get this... Where is this tome? Where are you, tome? Should be in key items. This... I think it was the... Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome. Learn Black Flame Pyromancies. A pyromancy tome of the Grave Warden from the Carthus Catacombs. High Lord Volnir of Carthus succumbed to the abyss, but the pyromancer later became a Grave Warden and discovered the Black Flame. So, given the sentence structure of this, and the fact that you find it right next to Volnir, it would seem to indicate, to me at least, that this is indicating that it's more on Volnir and who he was. So, he succumbed to the abyss. As we saw, he was in this abyssy area with all the blackness and all that, so it makes a lot of sense. But the Pyromancer later became a Grave Warden, so they're referring to him as the Pyromancer, so he was a Pyromancer and became a Grave Warden, which is why, again, that's this lore on him matches what he does as a boss, because we saw him summon those skeletons up. Seems like something a Grave Warden would do, at least if you're being a Necromancer, I suppose. But regardless, seems like it would be attached to a Grave Warden. And you discover the Black Flame, which is what all this does. It relates to the Abyss, the fact that he's in the Abyss and everything. The only conflicting thought here is that you find it on a body, as opposed to just in front of him. It is on a body that's not his body, so I would think. Unless, hey, I don't know, maybe his skeleton got ripped out of that body and that was his body, but I don't think so. So anyways, you find it on a different body, but regardless, it's probably Volnir. Oh, and also we get his soul. So let's go ahead and take a look at his soul. Soul of the High Lord Volnir. Used to acquire many souls. Lord Volnir of Carthus sentenced countless souls to gruesome deaths, keen to outlive them all. So, it reminds me a lot, and I know other people too, of the Old Iron King in a lot of ways. Just this ruthless conqueror. Old Iron King being from Dark Souls 2. No, I just want my bridge. Okay, so here's the thing I wanted to show you. So it does happen. So apparently that is the trigger, is going to the Howler Volnir boss fight. Is that after talking to Henri, she leaves these prism stones down, which is what she discussed and talked about that she would do for Horus in terms of looking for him. And I think right down there we can see yet another one that she's left. Yeah, so there's another prism stone. So apparently she went down there and she's probably realized at this point that, hey, Horus is dead. Now, she doesn't have to know that we killed her, all right? Let's not bring that up. She doesn't need to know. It's on a need-to-know basis, and she is not on the need-to-know list. And I'm actually going to keep on going forwards at this point. Although I could go ahead and warp and use my souls, but For being Howler Volnir, you open this door, it is blocked off. He is a necessary boss fight. You absolutely have to fight him, so... unless there's some weird glitch I don't know about to skip him, he is a necessary boss fight. And we reach Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. It's such a good, gorgeous view. Just look at that. Oh, this area is so cool looking. The first time I got here, I was like, oh my god, it's like jaw-dropping. So, yeah, a couple things that you can look at right from here if you really look down and pay attention. Is if we look around here, you can see that, hey, the water area, there are, not only do there seem to be some creatures, like that guy right there, but there are items. So there's an item right there on that body. There's an item on this body right there. And if you look closely, you'll notice that that's one of those bodies of one of those guys from Rosaria, right? So that looks just like one of the Rosaria's Covenant guys who probably transformed too much. Also looking around here, we see this giant cathedral there. But if we look up here, we see another one in the distance, even more castle up there. Where is it? I don't know, but hopefully we'll find out. And over here's yet more areas that we're gonna try to search for, which is another area right here, another building off to the side. Miyazaki talked about with Dark Souls 3, before the game came out, that the idea that he had was that you could go everywhere you can see. Anything you see in the game, you can go to, and that was his big goal. So, let's find out if he fulfilled his goal, shall we? Yes, we shall. That's the answer. We shall find that out. I always check back here, and there's never anything here. I always do that. Something I wish was a little better done is if we run back this way, you're going to see this creature kind of just phase in, this watchdog here. And look, I think it's cool that they have this happen and it's supposed to surprise you, right? You're supposed to be running for the bridge. Surprise, there's this giant dog creature who's going to start chasing you. But if you actually know that he exists and do exactly what I did, he just phases in, and that's too bad. I wish that he was, like, hiding on top. Ugh! I wish he was hiding on top of the bridge or something, like the arch, or behind it. There are other creatures who do that, like the thralls, but there's other big creatures who do that, where if you look for them in the environment, you can find them. And we get the Pontus Right Eye from this one, which we'll talk about in a moment, but... like, I wish he was, like, up here and jumped down or something like that, and maybe the building could have blocked it off. And there's other creatures that do that, and that's what makes the games fair, right? That's what makes the difficulty about the games fair, is if you're actually observative, you see these creatures around, and you can actually spot them. Like, Bloodborne does a really good job with that, with the various beasts that are around. The fully transformed beasts, you can see them, like, hanging on the side of buildings before they jump down. But this one just kind of transforms in, and that sort of peters out that effect for me. I don't know. I think that kind of takes out the fairness of it, in my opinion. Not that it's that bad. It's just something that I wanted to note. So here we get the Pontus Right Eye. We don't have his left eye yet, and if you remember, we actually I believe the left eye is one that we get for the Soul of Vort of the Boreal Valley. Bewitched ring that Pontiff Solivan bestowed upon his knights. Knights who peer into the black orb are lured into battles of death, transformed into frenzied beasts. No wonder the Pontiff only provided these rings to those dispatched to foreign lands, which would indicate why Vort became a beast. Does it have something to do with who we just met? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. And as we come closer, you'll notice this getting more and more apparent. The foggy gate starts to appear. So we had to go to the cathedral, or the Cathedral of the Deep, which is where Aldrich supposedly resided, and he didn't, to get this doll that we're holding, this key item doll, the small doll, as that's what's going to allow us to pass through here. Also, another note with Aldrich is that Irithyll, the Boreal Valley, as we found out from Henri and Horace, this is where he went off to. So this is, supposedly, this is where he went. So Aldrich went over here to Irithyll, the Boreal Valley. Now, there's something else I want to do over here at the bridge, which hopefully I can do at this point. I might have to warp back. I'm checking in to see if resting on Bonfire is good enough for the game. Is it good enough? Apparently, oh wait, yes it is. Okay, good. So there's a summon sign right here, and bring a doll to be granted passage. That is a developer note right there as a heads up. And let's see if there's anything else that is a developer note. I guess not. All right. I thought there might have been a developer note about this summon sign, because I'm not someone, I don't do co-op too often, so to me this is something I normally just pass over. But if you click it, you'll notice it says answers Ceres of the Sunless Realms call for cooperation. And because we haven't quote-unquote betrayed her by doing anything with the Fingers of Rosaria, and we've so far continued her quest line to this point, we had to do the previous part of her quest line, where you give those ashes so you can talk to her about her being like, okay, cool, whatever, I'll take your help. Now we can do that and we can get summoned into her world. You have to have all those conditions met. Otherwise, you cannot continue your quest line here. Oh, hey, Ceres. What up? Who are we fighting today? I'm ready for Crichton, the Wanderer, from Dark Souls 2. If you remember correctly, everyone wasn't sure if he was the traitor or Pate was the traitor and who was evil and what's evil. I don't know. Oh, apparently you can hit both of them. That's probably good to note. Notice my scumbag tactics of just R1 spam? I don't care. I'm trying to... Oh, jeez. That was a mess up. He can actually deal a decent amount of damage to you. It is worth noting. Oh, man! Oh, man! I just wanted a parry, and he held that for longer than I was expecting. Nope, 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 nope. No healing for you, Crichton, even though we're totally ganking you. Oh. Alright, let's try to go for a parry here. Oh, nope. Nope. Totally screwed that up. Yeah, it's funny. Some people were complaining about me going for too many parries last time. What, you want me to just be an R1 spammer, even though I'm using an R1 spam weapon? Oh, what's that? Poor man. Are you out of your Estus? Oh, what? I did not know he had that. I had no idea he had that. I think I've always just killed him. Because usually I kind of just R1 spam him to death, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's R1 spam it. Because I'm a jerk like that. Missed the roll. Now that I don't have my shield out, he's just R1 spamming me. Oh, whoa, I didn't even realize I ran out of Estus. Alright, I gotta start playing a little safer here. And done. Dunzo. Squat over his body. That's the way you do it.
Thank you for your kind assistance. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
No problem, lady. No problem. Yo, I'm ready to go. Cool. We did it. So I think now to continue her quest even further, if I'm not mistaken, we go talk to her more once again. Could be mistaken here, though. Possibly. Alright, so for those of you going crazy because I haven't grabbed these items yet, we will grab them as soon as we come back. Don't worry, I got a plan to get these items. Yep, I was right, cool. So Ceres is right back here. What up, Ceres?
I have not thanked you for your generous rescue. That dark spirit was one of Rosaria's fingers. Vile, bastard offspring who lurk in the darkness. My sworn enemies. Fearsome invaders, to say the least. I would not have made it alone. You have my deepest gratitude.
Wow, I would never join those guys. Oh, no, not me. We do get the silver cat ring, which is awesome, by the way.
If you require help on your travels, I offer you my sign. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Alright, before I forget about that blessed mailbreaker she gave us, I think it's just a regular mailbreaker that just happens to be blessed, but in case I'm wrong, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Yeah, that's the same. However, Silver Cat Ring is going to be some more Dark Souls 2 references for all of those of you who are like, I want more Dark Souls 2 references. The silver ring depicting a leaping feline. Prevents damage from falling. So, if you can't use the spell, or you don't have enough attunement slots or whatever, or you just don't have it, Spook, which allows you to not take drop damage by falling, you can wear the Silver Cat Ring for the same effect. In the Age of Gods, or possibly just following it, an old cat was said to speak a human tongue, with the voice of an old woman and the form of a fanciful immortal. So this really gives us no more information about our fanciful feline from Dark Souls 2. I've had people want me to make lore videos about that cat, and I was like, there's no info. I'm sorry, there's nothing. I think Silvermont made a video. You can watch that one. I don't like to make videos unless I feel like there's enough info to actually warrant the video, personally. And that's not a jab at Silvermont, so don't take it that way. I'm just saying, like, if you want that video, go watch his. Sorry.
If you require help on your travels, I offer you my sign. Blessing of...
Alright, that's all she's got for us. I don't know if we can spot Honoree here at this point. We don't. Alright, so no Honoree over here. However, I can get some levels, so we will go ahead and do that before I continue on with my quest.
Very well, then.
Please, give me some levels. Only 2. Alright. That's no problem. So 1,000 HP, by the way, is around where the Vigor drops off at. So, I mean, it is. There's a drastic drop-off once you have 1,000 HP. So I usually like to hit that goal, and then at that point I can focus on whatever, because you don't have to invest that much Vigor to get to the 1,000 HP goal. Alright, back to Central Irithyll. Alright, let's go ahead and gather some items as we look at these statues that I actually don't know the full meaning of, to be honest. So I'm going to continue, I guess, my talk about things that have been taking a while for this video, I suppose. There are a lot of things on the way, though, that I'll probably interrupt my own story to talk about, so you guys are aware, because I'm going to prioritize things that happen in the game over minor storytelling time. Not that there's that much to say. Oh, this is cool, right here, all the vines over the door. All the minor details, and I suppose minute details in the game and the scenery really make this come to life. That's part of what I love about these games. It's just these environmental details. It just makes it feel like a living, breathing world. And that's something that a lot of big open world games miss for me, and miss the mark on, is they just miss those details. Because you just can't. You can't have that many details in the game that big. You can have a lot, and it's commendable what people do, especially when they have those giant teams, right? You can definitely do a lot. But I just feel like it's not quite the same. And it just makes the world not feel quite as lived in to me. So, first thing that we want to talk about here, at least gameplay-wise, is this ghost walking. And this is something that Vadi actually, I believe he brought up in one of his lore videos. If not, he tweeted out about it, and that's how I found out about this ghost ghastly man over here. So, there are 4 of these, and there are 4 total Outrider Knights that we know about. We've already killed one of them, and I guess that's a spoiler in a sense, but I've already killed one of the Outrider Knights, which is that one who we saw on the way to... Oh, hey. That was kind of good timing, I suppose. Whoops. So it was on the way to... Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Man, that was close. There we go. Anyways, one of them was on the way to the Road of Sacrifices. Oh man, I should have just kept one-handed just to get the kill off on this guy. And then the other one that we fought was Vort of the Boreal Valley. He was an Outrider Knight. So that's 2 at least that we know about. But it seems like since there's 4 ghosts and we know 4 Outrider Knights total, 2 so far in the game, it would seem that those ghosts possibly represent those Outrider Knights, which is a cool little detail. There's an area over here. Keep this area in mind, as we're not going to know how to get to it right away. So, you know, just bear stuff like that in mind and put it in the back of your head. Gross. What are you doing? Pulling that stuff out of your throat. Alright, I only want to wake up one of you guys, please. It's not that they should be that difficult. It's just my own fault for going for the parries with these guys, honestly. And I know this, all right? I know I'm making it harder for myself than it has to be. But look at that. Do you not understand how satisfying that is? Every time you get it. It's part of what makes the game so fun for me. Don't take away my fun, por favor. Man, I was just thinking I don't want to waste Estus, and I looked down at how much Estus I had. I was like, oh, I guess it really doesn't matter. I got so much Estus. Oh. See, that time I was like, okay, people are going to get mad at me for parrying, so I'll kick his shield away. And of course, he went right for a very easily parryable attack. Not smart moves on my part. Large Titanite Shard, which would be fine if I didn't already fully upgrade my weapon. Of course, there's a lot of shards in this game, so for those of you who want to do PvP, hey, you're set. You got tons of shards and you can buy them too, so it is, I do like that. It's nice that there is so much, so if you also get bored of a weapon you're using or find some new weapon you want to utilize, you can switch. All right. Okay, so here's the second ghost. So that's 2 that we've seen so far. And as we reach this garden, the other thing too, if I haven't uploaded in a while, and this is just going to be a general statement, it probably means I'm working on a bigger video, like a super show or something like that. Like I'd say 9 out of 10 times, right? Like that's probably what's going on. Or I'm just crazy burnt out, but probably not. By the way, looking at the view over here, this is the High Wall of Lothric, back that way, which makes sense, because over there, this is where we came from. That's the bridge and the Carthus Catacombs, which then lead up to the High Wall of Lothric. I don't know where Carthus would be, the desert area, because the Carthus Catacombs are supposed to be right under the desert of Carthus, but anyways, I guess it has to do with the converging lands. Nope, nope. These guys are interesting in the lore because their flame that they're using is actually something called the Profane Flame. That is what is on their staff right there. Oh, cool, I got invaded. How great for me. Can you hear my enthusiasm? I actually don't mind, it's totally fine. I'm like, man, I'm in like storytelling lore mode, bro. Oh, whoa, what do you know? I actually got it from him. That's a pretty lucky drop. I want to look at this, but since I just got invaded, I'm just going to have to try to remember because I really don't want to get completely screwed if the invader finds me. Oh, he found me. All right. And he's going to try to utilize the fact that I've got some people attacking me, so that's cool. Very cool of you, bro. Actually, I'm totally fine with it. I really don't care. If you're invading, you can do what you want. Wow, look at that lag. Look at that lag. All right. So you're gonna go for two-handing, eh? Okay. You fell right in my trap. I actually didn't care about you. I was just trying to kill the other guy. Hollow. Hollow. This doesn't seem so bad. Debating if I want to try to parry him or not, but... Huh. I've had some bad luck with parries. Well, he already healed, so I do not feel at all bad. Just saying, I do not care at all. Also, listen, if you get invaded, who cares? Really, like, you're getting invaded by somebody. You can heal if you want. There's nothing honorable about getting invaded. If you're doing, like, you're putting your sign down and someone summons you, sure, you can argue that, like, oh, it's not honorable to heal. But, dude, if you get invaded, it doesn't matter. There's no honor at that point. Someone invaded your game. You can get rid of them all you want. You got lucky, bro. You got lucky. That tree saved you. Oh, no, I'm gonna die. Ah, not really, though. Alright, I wonder how many chugs he has left at this point. This has kind of just become a game of Estus Flasks, huh? Yeah, yeah. And the fact that I have a slightly faster weapon. There we go. Done. Patch a squat over your body. Drop an item. Just so you can think I shit on his corpse. Fully for that reason. That was it. That was my only purpose there. That's all I wanted. Alright. I don't feel that good about myself because it was just a hollow, right? I mean, it's not like I killed like a human or anything. And hollows are pretty crazy. Nothing to brag about. So, going back though to what I was saying initially. Oh, I gotta. Oh man. Good thing I saw this guy. I completely forgot about that immolation flame that I found. So, hey, thank you, bro. Thank you for the reminder. Sorry, gotta move my leg. I've fallen asleep. Alright, so immolation flame. Let's take a look at this. I believe it's a little further. There we go. Immolation tinder, excuse me. Profane flame wielded by the Erythilian witches, frigid spirits roaming the Boreal Valley. The torch, both the weapon and staff, is enshrouded in an everlasting flame. What? Don't you wish the first flame was everlasting? That'd be nice. Why is the profane flame everlasting? Large Titanite shard. Anyways, B, why is there profane flame here? What is the profane flame? There's really not much we know about the profane flame in general, but the fact that it's here is really interesting, and we'll find out why later, because we haven't found other areas of the game that really talk about the profane flame. I kind of just got lucky with that drop there, that we're finding out about it a little early. So just, bear it in mind. Oh, bro, thank you so much for ruining my fun. This is an interesting one to me because I didn't find it since I never thought to actually hit a railing. But a railing here is an illusory wall or an illusory railing. Of course, this would never be the sake in Demon Souls, because Demon Souls, you just walk over that thing and be like, yo, I'll just walk over it. Why do I can easily make it over things like that. Actually, railings about this size I don't think you can use in Demon Souls. I don't know. There are some things you climb up in Demon Souls, I guess, that are pretty big. That's actually a cool mechanic of Demon Souls. I'm a little sad they took that out. So remember that area before that I was talking about to remember? It's right here. So this is the other side of it. Here's this side of the gate. And the reason I was saying to remember that is because if you get all the way to the top and you didn't find this area, hopefully it'll make you think like, wait, how the hell do I get there and what do I have to do? Also, we find an evangelist praying. I thought there was a grave here. I don't know. That's weird. I really thought there was a grave or something here that she was actually praying to. We get Doris's gnawing, so let's go ahead and take a look at that, shall we? Miracle of Doris, the deranged evangelist. So I wonder if I guess that's Doris right there. Those who linger too long on the brink of the deep will often slip. Doris is sure to have wallowed in this darkness, intoxicated by its peril. That makes sense too, because the evangelists are from the Cathedral of the Deep. So that would make sense that Doris then would have been affected by this and wallowed too long in the deep. Let's get a witch tree branch here. So many items to look at. So many catalysts. Witch tree branch. The branch of a large, well-tended witch tree used as a sorcery catalyst. Witch tree staves are customary in the far north and allow for faster casting than ordinary catalysts. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's a Dark Souls 2 reference right there, because the far north is associated with Dark Souls 2 a lot. At least the north, because I think that's what they refer to in Dark Souls 2 itself, if I'm not mistaken. Man, do we have a long run back. So I guess what I was saying before, that I keep on interrupting myself with my own thoughts on the game, is that, yeah, like, super shows take me like 4 to 6 weeks to make, especially if it's a longer game like Dark Souls 3. It takes a long, long time between script writing, doing the review, shooting it on camera, and especially editing. Editing is just a nightmare with those, which is fine. Some of it's fun for me to edit. Some of it I can't stand because I just don't love editing. It's just not my favorite thing. Some people love editing, and good on them. That's not me. But it just takes a long, long, long time. It's a lot of work, and a lot of times when I come home, if I'm in the middle of working on a super show, I'm kind of like, man, I just want to get this thing done. I want to keep on working on it, and I'm just completely consumed by it. So that's usually what's going on. Or, like, there's other ones, too, that take me a while. Like, my You Need to Knows take me a decent amount of time. My Chronicles of Gaming take a long time. I've done a lot of research for my next one, which is on the NES, and I'm pretty much ready to go and start writing it, as I finished a couple books that I wanted to read to prep and do research for that episode. So I just need to start writing it. I was just so busy with Dark Souls 3, I didn't have time. And I wanted to get another Super Show out just so people knew I was continuing to make those. But I want to get back to Chronicles of Gaming, and I also have the You Need to Know on mine that I really want to make. So I'm going to start doing those series again pretty soon here. Although they all take a long time, so I mean, it's one of those things where I say I'm going to start working on them, and it might just be a while. And I probably will be working on it, you just wouldn't see that. You really don't have to go for these guys at the moment. I'm going to just for the sake of showing everything. You're going to come back here later, I guess is what my point is. Who wants to come for me and run for me? Oh, jeez. I glanced down at how much time it had been, because I was like, I got a moment. Did not have a moment. I was wrong. I was incorrect. Yeah, with these guys, too, they're pretty easy to knock their shield away without even kicking them. It's just fun to kick, you know? Gotta get your kicks in. Gotta play Patches. Be like everyone's hero. Patches. The hero of all. Oh, man, I thought I was gonna get away with it. I thought I was gonna get away with not getting hit by that profane flame over there. Yeah, so there is yet another one. So this area has a lot of big enemies. So if you're having trouble, you don't need to go to this part. You don't have to. You can completely avoid it for the time. I mean, in general, actually, you can completely avoid it. All right, grab a soul of a weary warrior. Here we're gonna find an area that we cannot open, so clearly a shortcut. If you know your Souls games, we'll come back and grab that item later that I just glanced at. Wow, there's even more of these guys. I actually thought I was kind of done with them, but I guess not. I was like, all right, I think I took care of all of them. Nope. All right, there's an item up here we cannot grab yet, but we can at least take this lightning gem. And is there anything behind? I guess not. All right. However, let's see, nope, not here. Up here, there is an illusory wall. So we can go ahead and grab that magic clutch ring. Let's take a look at that. Magic clutch ring. Just like the fire clutch ring, exact same. I mean, it's the exact same description, except that's from Londor. Except for this one is magic stats, as opposed to fire. I gotta remember. Oh, yeah, that's easy to grab. Easy to grab that one. All right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's all the items that I can grab at the moment in this area. So, I mean, really, that's all you can get here are those items. And because I can't get this item yet, really, if you want to avoid here... sorry, let me go up so I can actually see the item. We can look and see that the drop's going to be right there, right? So, really, if I want to get all these items, I can just wait until you have to do that drop anyways if you want that item in the middle, and then grab them all then. Oh, and for those of you going crazy... yes, there's a cage here. I don't think I clicked on it. It does not open from the side. So again, another seeming shortcut. I don't think I clicked on it last time. I'm pretty sure I got distracted by all the enemies. Don't believe... oh, I was going to say I don't believe there's any items over here, but I was wrong. I was mistaken. There's a large Titanite shard. And going back to this item that you might have seen before that I missed, we get the soul of a weary warrior. And yeah, looks like that's everything in the vicinity of this. Is there anything over here, though? Pointless ahead. All right, I'm pretty sure that's right. Pretty dang sure that's correct. So if we come over here, we're going to find Henri again. So hey, it is Henri of the store. What's up, Henri?
Oh, I thought it might be you. Good to see you. I never managed to find Horace. But my duty must be done, even alone, as an unkindled Lord Seeker. For the children I knew, bless their souls. We all have our reasons, don't we? Ah, you are brave indeed, to face your duty alone. I would do well to learn from you. May the flames guide your way.
Yes, thank you. Quite resolved. Yep, definitely don't travel alone. Good thing you're not. Oh, what am I trying to say? You'll see in a moment.
Ah, you are brave indeed, to face your duty alone. I would do well to learn. May the flames...
Alright, so that's all she's got. And don't worry, I've got no idea where Horace is either. No, I got no idea, Henri. All right, we get a proof of Concord kept over here. And hey, just like Dark Souls 1, right? Gwendolyn related. Proof of Dark Spirit was felled by a blue sentinel. The Knights called the Blaze of the Dark Moon. Dark Souls 1. Punish the guilt-soaked offenders of the gods and take this as proof of their conquest. The earless corpses of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods. Such is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. The Dark Sun being Gwendolyn. Ding, ding, ding. I had to make a bell noise. I'm sure a lot of you got that, and I'd say pretty much just about everybody watching. I have faith in you guys, but come on, let me have my fun. All right, so if we go over here, I don't think rolling will do anything, but notice how, like, there's something kind of obscuring my passage here. Let me unequip this. Actually, let's kick. There we go. I wanted to make sure I left her, I think it's a her, maybe it's a him. I want to make sure I left that person alive, so that's why I was going through these precautions. Because if you kill this person, you cannot complete the honorary quest that I'm trying to do.
Oh, my. You are. But I'm afraid we require more time.
What do you mean you require more time?
As long as it takes a dark droplet to fall. That is all.
Where's this dark droplet?
Ah, gracious Lord.
This is unacceptable. As your lord.
Oh.
So there actually is a clue later on that there might be someone following her later on, but it's incredibly subtle. I'm actually pretty blown away someone found this in the first place. I'm imagining someone was just like doing this at things or looking for illusory walls or something, and that's how they accidentally found them. I'm imagining. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are just smarter than I, which is fully possible. Anyways, if you kill that Londor servant, or pilgrim, I should say, that pilgrim of Londor, the honorary quest line, which relates to the fact that I'm hollow, you can't finish it. However, there is a different quest you can do. So if you kill that person, you can actually use honorary for something different. So there's two different things that you can do. We're doing the Londor quest line where I go hollow, and I need honorary for that. So, or I need this pilgrim alive for that. So, yeah. We're going to leave her alive. But I'll talk about Henri's other quests when we get to a point where I feel like I could talk about without spoiling things. And here, just something to note is that this tower, there's rafters up there, but we can't do anything about it. Cannot do anything about it, sadly. So there's actually more Gwendolyn connections when we come down here, as we get a roster of knights, which I think is a key item, maybe? Is it not? Actually, I don't know where it is. Oh, here we go. All right. Check Dark Moon Knights. Online play item. A roster of Knights of the Dark Moon who have served since the age of the Old Royals. Used to discover the names of Dark Moon Knights, an order of elite knights shrouded in shadows. So this area highly associated with the Dark Moons for some reason that we don't quite know why yet. And here outside there being this item there. Don't be fooled. It's kind of a trap, sort of, because all you get is a fading soul there. So I mean, I guess really it is just a trap. Maybe like to try to make you walk over there, and then when you pick it up, I imagine they want that dagger guy to kill you. Don't think there's anything over here in terms of hidden enemies. Here we find one of these. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, so the Crichton thing. Crichton invading me here is necessary to finish that the quest line for Celes of the Sunless Realm. You need to get invaded by him. So if you beat the boss this area and therefore cannot get invaded by Crichton, guess what? You can't finish her quest line. Ha! I wanted to see if I could do that, and I did. I know it's like cheap and easy. I just want to see how easy it was, and the verdict is super easy. Dragon Slayer's axe from him. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Axe favored by Crichton the Wanderer, infamous deserter of the Knights of Mira. Again, references to Dark Souls 2 all the way. Called Dragon Slayer's axe for the lightning that pulsates within its blade, but Crichton used it to slay men. So, you need to do that. You need to do this to finish Ceres' questline. So one of these actually with the red glowy eyes, looking over this grave, and all we get is a homeward bone, so I'm not sure exactly why or what this grave is supposed to represent. But behind it, an undead bone shard, so a really nice get behind it. Huh. So, anyways, I find Ceres of the Sunless Realm to be the hardest, the most difficult questline to get right, because there's so many conditions you have to meet and do exactly correctly. Like, if you're not embered, you're not gonna, in this exact area, Crichton's not gonna invade you, you know? So that's one way you can miss Ceres' questline. Again, if in order for Crichton to even invade you here, you have to have summoned in and helped Ceres earlier on the bridge. So you have to summon and help Ceres on the bridge. Which you can do at any point, actually. You can do that after that portion of it, after being the boss of this area. But regardless, if you do that, then you can't get invaded by Crichton. In order to even get her to appear at the bridge, you have to specifically give the correct item, the correct ashes to the Shrine Handmaid that will make her appear and talk to you, and then that will make her appear for her summon sign that you can then get summoned to. If you accidentally join the Rosaria's Fingers without realizing, it pisses her off, then you've screwed over that quest line. There's just so many conditions to this one. I really think it's, I don't know, it might be a little bit too much for me. Like, most of the ones that are difficult or have a lot to them aren't that much so, but I don't know, maybe I'm just complaining about nothing. Alright, Rusty Gold Coin here, so really not much for fighting off these dogs. These dogs. But still worth taking a look at. And some kukri, which I still feel like I'm saying wrong. I think one of you was telling me it was like a Brazilian knife or something like that. I need to remember that. I should actually memorize that stuff. I really like this area right here. So these enemies that we were introduced to, who kind of somehow are able to stay invisible in the dark, we have a full area, or an area just full of them. So I like that they introduce you to it, right? And then after introducing you to it, they're like, all right, now we're going to use this element that you just learned about and play around with it and actually put you into peril using that exact element. So, yeah, it's nice. Not that it's particularly difficult. It kind of makes it hard if you're trying to run through. That's the most difficult part of it, in my opinion. But if you're just taking your time like this, they're fairly easy. As you can clearly see, I'm just taking them out with no worries at all. And they hardly do any damage, too, just on their own. This looks like kind of like a wine cellar to me. Oh, okay. I thought I hit someone, but I saw them drop down. I heard the noise that indicates you heard something, but after I heard it, I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure if I was just imagining things or not. So, oh, what do you know? There's another one. All right. Oh, they're dropping from these rafters. All right. I think I've killed a lot of them from above before and not been really sure entirely what their point was, and I guess that's it. That ghost scared me. I legitimately just thought there was another creature up here. Striving someone. But imagine that resolve and that restraint I have. That I could see that and not do anything about it because I was making sure. Alright, so we can drop down over here. I'm going to try to show all these different paths you can drop down. A lot of it basically just leads to the same thing. The only real thing that you want to do is get up here and grab this chest up here. And that's really it. Where we get Yorshka's Spear. So, who is Yorshka? You may be asking yourself, unless you've already played through the game and know who it is. Well, this treasure gifted to the Yorshka Church is enchanted by a soporific spell, I think that's how you pronounce it, and was surreptitiously worshipped by Irithal's slaves. As a weapon, it is part spear and part hammer, the former allowing thrusting and the latter allowing strikes. Also, if you aren't aware, the last bonfire I got to where we saw Anri at, I believe is called Yorshka's Church, or something to that extent. It mentions Yorshka's name. So that's where her church resides. And just to show you guys, we can fall here. There's another drop right up there. I guess what I'm going to do here is I'll go ahead and get this and then wrap around to the top and probably end it without getting to the next bonfire just because we're just about at time. So, Yeah, I don't even really think there's any reason to do this drop, honestly. There's really nothing you gain out of it. It's just there, which is fine. I'm just pointing out that there's nothing really like secret or special about it. Here we'll get a blood gem. Oh, and my favorite enemies. And by favorite enemies, I mean I find these guys to be by far the creepiest. I like to call them the Nopes, because that's what they look like to me. They're actually called sewer centipedes, but they're just terrifying looking in design to me. They're not that difficult, and I actually really like how terrifying looking they are. And there are ones like this one that if you're coming down is supposed to kind of throw you off, because you see these ones that don't attack you, and then all of a sudden there is one that rises up and attacks you. And here's another one right here. I think the creepiest part about them to me is the fact that they have humanish hair, even though they're these gross-ass giant centipede things. Yeah, I think that's what does it for me, at least. Alright, so what do we got in here? Well, we got some guy hiding. Actually, two guys hiding up in here. Not that they're doing much, actually. They're kind of just chilling in the corner. I don't think this one has any other... Oh, apparently there's some more enemies. I was going to say, I don't think there's any secrets, but I guess there's just more guys that you really don't have to deal with at all. Unless you're like me and just murder everything like a psychopath. But we do have a illusory wall here with a crystal lizard. So, if you want your Twinkling Titanites, there you go. And yeah, I think that's actually going to wrap up this area. Whoops. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, oh geez, I didn't know that there's another guy here. You know what I'm going to do, though, is I think I'll take that higher drop just to showcase it. Oh, wow, there are a lot of guys I missed. They just keep on appearing. Liar ahead. Well, I guess the liar is gone now. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and showcase this drop here, then I'll go ahead and use a Homeward Bone. And then next episode, we'll continue exploring Irithyll and, oh wow, I missed another guy. Man, I've missed so many guys somehow. It's dark out, alright, it's hard to see them. But yeah, I imagine next episode will probably be able to finish off Irithyll. That'd be my guess. Irithyll is a big location. So yeah, what I want to show off was just dropping down here and what it leads to. So if we drop down here, all it leads to is this path again. So that's it. Nothing much to it. All right, I will see you guys back at Firelink Shrine. Let's do these levels, Firekeeper. Por favor. Whoops. Check it. I could get all the way up to full HP if I want. That's all right. We're going to grab one more, another endurance. And cool. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. All right, and that's going to wrap me up. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys who were patient. I know, especially for Let's Play, it's annoying for it to take this long for an episode to upload, so I apologize. It's just things come up. I'm super busy. I have a full-time job, and then working on the super shows, which take 100 to 200 hours. I think this Dark Souls 3 one, and editing alone was just closer to 200 hours. It's just been really busy for me, so... And then between that, my laptop breaking and the need to get a new one, and that whole hassle, so it was a hassle and a hoth. I apologize. So I am going to be back to uploading these regularly, or as regularly as I can now at this point. I do want to finish this series off, especially definitely before the DLC arrives. So again, my apologies, but I will see you guys next time. So thanks, guys. See you guys later. Peace.